welcome to Real Launches. Today we're launching Eutelsat and ABS. So we have ignition, 2, 1, and we have liftoff of the Falcon 9. Falcon 9 beginning the ascent profile as expected. Falcon 9 is into the roll maneuver and should begin the pitch program shortly. And we have the start of the pitch program as expected. Nice predominant flight. Stage recovery, descent, landing. We will pretend that we are second first stage. Now, in reality, there would be a drone ship sitting somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Waiting for the first stage to return. The next staging event will be second stage ignition and payload fairing jettison. Second stage ignition will occur at apoapsis. And we are preparing for ignition. We have ignition of the MERVAC and separation of the payload fairing. So the first staging event will be separation of, I think it's 8 Eutelsat is the first one, I think. Second burn up to geo stationary orbit. And there we go. So we're going to have change apoapsis to 28 or 3000 after a fixed time of 50 seconds. So we're shooting ourselves up a little higher than to 3,000 kilometers. And then we're going to inject. The injection burn has started. Then the payloads will circularize their orbits themselves using their ion drives. And then, so I'm just going to be a little cheaty here. Normally I won't do this, but that will be the last time today that that happens. So we're going to separate off the first satellite. I think this is Eutelsat. I don't know what the name of the Eutelsat payload is. So we're gonna deploy the solar panels. So now we're gonna move ballistically to our apoapsis, or to 2868, where it crosses the orbit of NRO L37. And now we're gonna jump back to the other probe, ABS. And we're going to detach ABS from the upper stage. And we are going to and we now have this one is ABS. ABS to something. So we're now going to move Eutelsat up to its insertion altitude. And then we'll come back to insert into our geosynchronous orbit, 2868.75 kilometers. This this payload is driven. Both payloads are driven by the Boeing something something SP platform. And there we go with the ion drive. It's going to be a long burn. So we will potentially use several passes to this satellite, for this satellite to achieve the correct orbit at altitude. There's 9 units of xenon being used per second in order to drive this payload up to apoapsis. So we're going to abort, remove, and we're going to use the several passes method. And we're going to do the same thing with ABS. And the launch is scheduled to take place tomorrow at some point. And we're gonna do another. We're gonna do a burn at 2868.750 kilometers to insert ABS into altitude. And we're going to begin the insertion burn with the ion thruster ramping up. The ion thruster is now performing the insertion burn. And we're continuing to fire the apogee thruster. And we're getting ready to we're gonna cut the engine. And we're going to perform a second burn of Eutelsat. A second burn of this payload at 2868 kilometers of 367.3 meters per second. Should hopefully have thrust enough to put a portion of the apoapsis. Hey, look, it's Min and Minmus. We're burning 9 units of fuel with 2 kilonewtons of thrust. And we're burning 9.22 units per second. And we're gonna fire up our thruster again for a 290 odd meter per second burn. Its burn is in progress now to boost its apoapsis, or to reduce its apoapsis and boost its periapsis up. And we are burning. Our apoapsis is approaching a nominal altitude. We're approaching insertion. And we have the burn is completed. And we're gonna start the burn again. Just another 31 meters per second or so until we're inserted. And we're approaching nominal insertion. And shutting down. The ion drive has shut down. Now I'm just gonna make the minor corrections. And we have achieved a velocity of exactly 0. So we're gonna start extending the various transmitters aboard the payload. And we're reducing our velocity down to 1,008 meter per second to achieve an exact geostationary orbit. And then ABS will insert itself. Now, in reality, this process will take six months after launch, more or less. And we are going to perform the second phase of the insertion burns. For complete insertion. And we have started the second insertion burn. Eutelsat is going to start station keeping. To confirm orbital insertion. And then we have preparations for the burn for insert. The spacecraft has very high specific impulse, but we're shutting down the ion drive. So our periapsis now is at 1,000-ish kilometers, which means we only have 112, which means we only have a few hundred meters per second or so of burn left. And we're using the engine should, we should have enough power to finish orbital insertion. And anyways, I'm Andy Epics. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for another episode of Real Launches. Bye!